Hey everyone, welcome back to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 29th of May, 2025, and in this video we're going to be looking at US Mint sales. Why? Because they're vital to numismatists, flippers, and investors to determine mintages and demand, and to see what else is going on, like what's the mint doing over there, right? So I discovered something today, and I don't know if it's actually going to play out with other products, but this one product, I have to show it to you because it is huge. It is one of their core products. It's one of their flagship products, and they've just stopped the sales of it. Now, before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. It's a really big number. Not sure exactly how big it is, but I'm pretty sure it's ginormous. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. Now, over here to moneymetals.com, gold's down $8.95 to $32.93.05. Silver up 35 cents to $33.53. Platinum down $3.60 to $10.89.75. Palladium up $8.55 to $1,000.65. Dr. Copper over here up 4 cents to $4.72 per pound. Down here, you're looking at it in stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.49 for that quantity 1 through 39. You're going to be paying $40.02. The buyback, that's the sell to them price. Whoops, don't mean to do that, is $34.52. And yeah, look at that. That's 99 cents. Wow. Guess it's not that important right now. Now, next stop's going to be coinnews.net. Hey, look, there we are. This is by Mike Uncirculated, dated May 28th. That was just yesterday, 2025. Title of this article is U.S. Mint Sales 2025 West Point Uncirculated or Burnished. I don't like how they don't have it standardized. You know, if you look it up on the labels on eBay, it's burnished. If it's on the Mint websites, it's uncirculated. There's just so much non-standardization in coin collecting that it's no wonder a guy like Sheldon was like, I got to fix this, right? Now, it says here on May 20, the United States Mint released the 2025 West Point Uncirculated American Silver Eagle. Now, remember, this was a big deal, folks, because the United States Mint limited the mintage to 90,000. They're right-sizing their sales to match last year's numbers, right? So that's huge. Well, no, they're right-sizing their sales to make the product limit match last year's sales. There we go. That's more like it. All right, this is the highest debut price in the coin's history, $91. Remember when it was like 45? Yeah, struck from 1 ounce of 3/9 fine silver. The coin is available in 2 product options, individually to collectors, that's right, and in 40 coin bulk packages to qualifying buyers. That's the advanced bulk purchase, folks, right? And that is product 25 EG040. According to U.S. Mint sales data through May 26th, that's just a few days ago now, right? Collectors purchased 71,621 coins, accounting for almost, well, nearly 80% of the product stated 90,000 mintage. That total made it Mint's top weekly seller, though it also marked the slowest opening for the product line to date. And that's exactly why the United States Mint is right-sizing their sales or their products to match last year's sales, because they know it's flat, super duper flat. And, well, guess what? That price is ridiculous. Who's going to buy an ounce of silver for $91? Well, I did. And it's not an ounce of silver, it's numismatics, right? I mean, if you're stacking silver and you're buying from the mint directly, you're probably doing it wrong, I would think. Now, here for context, early sales figures for the uncirculated Silver Eagle since 2011 are as follows. Yeah, look at that. 2024, 89,073. Yeah, it fell off a cliff because remember, last year was kind of expensive too. 2023, 117,000. 2022, 143. 2021, 186,000. 2020, 100,499, right? 2019, 82,000. 2018, 89,000. I can't remember why it was lean that year, but I did buy a few of those of this one here because, you know, it's really low mintages. But not so much anymore. All right, 2017, 111,000. 2016, 134. 2015, 127,872. 2014, 106. 2013, 104. 2012, 123, almost 124. And then 2011, 185-ish. Now, for the 40 coin bulk option, Mint figures show initial sales of 308 units, representing 12,320 coins. They get that by multiplying 40 times 308. So if it was 300 times 40, it'd be 12,000, right? Super simple math. All right, combined both products options yield a starting total of 83,941 coins. Now, check that out. That's incredible, but it's not really, because they've right-sized their sales. listen, if they had 160, 170,000 of those, it would be a womp womp. You know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, those poor guys over at the mint. But hey, I believe because they have Chris McNally in there, she's not an HR specialist like the last mint director was. She is she's dollars and cents. And that's exactly what the mint needs right now because they are at a fork in the road. They got to do some soul searching to see what they can do to stay in I guess it's the black and not the red, right? They want to make a profit. Yeah, they don't get any appropriations from any money from Congress. They have to make all their own money themselves. And look, there's 3 avenues of revenue from the United States Mint. There's the circulating coins, which gets them seigniorage. There's the numismatic products. That's what we're going over here today. And then there's the bullion that they sell to the bullion dealers, right? Those 3 avenues. And if one of those, maybe 2 of those avenues aren't making any money and they have to rely on the seigniorage, yeah, that's where the fat has to pay for the lean. And that's probably not going to happen. It really isn't. And we know the United States Mint by looking at their 2024 report, right? They're not making that much money on their numismatic products. In fact, some of the products, the annual sets, are losing money. Yeah, maybe 2 to 3%, but they're not making money. And that's the big bummer in the summer. Now, let's get on to those innovation dollars. It's amazing to see how long it took the American innovation dollars to get traction. But I'll tell you what, right now, for 2025, this is probably the best year. This is I guess the showcase here for the American innovation dollars, right? This says here in Florida, innovation dollars nearly sold out. That's absolutely true. In fact, it went unavailable for almost a week's time. They just became available just yesterday. Bought some more. Elsewhere, strong weekly sales were reported for roll and bag products options, featuring the recently released Florida Innovation Dollar, which launched on May 15th. That was 14 days ago, 2 weeks ago now. 3 of the 4 options are nearing sellout. Man, that's incredible. So rolls of the 2025 P are at 9075 out of 9100. What? Wait, what? They got 25 left? I doubt that. I don't know. Does that make any sense? Not to me. Look at this. Rolls of 2025 D, 8009 out of 8050. Does that mean they have, 41 left? I don't know. Now, the 100 coin bag, 3506 out of 3650, and the 100 coin bag from Denver, 26 out of 3450. Yeah, almost gonzo, folks. And kind of reminds me of the Alabama rocket coin. That's amazing. Now here are the Mint's weekly top sellers ending May 26th. Look at this. The Uncirculated Silver Eagle. We talked about that. 71,621. Yeah, that's not that good. It's more of a womp-womp. But because the United States Mint right-sized their sales, it makes more sense, and it makes them look genius, actually. Number 2 is the 2025 proof set, almost 7,000 sold, improving the grand total to 244,337. And remember, the number that they're going to make, the stated product limit this year is 420,002, right? Remember that 2. That's an interesting number to end the things. Now, the number 3 spot's taken by the 2025 W Proof Silver Eagle, sold 2,000 exactly to raise the total to 207,940. And will the United States Mint, will they stop sales of this when they start to trickle to maybe 25 per week, right? That's 100 of those sold per month. And is that really something to brag about, or is that something to just nip it in the bud, get rid of it, and move on to the next one? Maybe melt those down and maybe cut some of your costs. And I think that's exactly what the Mint's going to be doing. They're trying to cut costs. All right, number 4 is the congratulations set, sold 921. I think that's because of the time of the year it is. In fact, here in Central Florida, they had graduations, and I think yesterday was the last day of school for the kiddos. All right, number 5 is the 2025 Florida American Innovation 25 coin roll. Number 6 is the Mint set. That's right. That's the uncirculated Mint set from 2024. Has now sold 181,777, and the stated product limit on that was 190,000. Yet I don't think that's probably going to be the case. They're probably at 188,000, and that just leaves 6 and change left, I would imagine. Now, number 7, the Denver Florida American Innovation 100 coin bag sold 462 to 2,763. That's not so bad. You won't believe the numbers when I compare and contrast them to the prior sales of the other American Innovation dollars. It is remarkable how well they're doing this year. All right, number 8 is the 2025 Philadelphia Proof U.S. Marine Corps 250th anniversary silver dollar, sold 456 to a grand total now of 30,975. That's a really good number for that particular commemorative. Number 9 spots, Florida American Innovation 100 coin bag out of Philly. All right, and number 10 is the Denver Florida American Innovation 25 coin rolls. Now, in its latest report, now check this. This is where it gets really interesting. And I think that there's so many negatives that I think the United States Mint is going to do the yard sale thing again. In its latest report, the U.S. Mint published sales data for 556 numismatic products. Of those 556, 93 outperformed their prior weekly totals, up from 97. 93 outperformed. Wouldn't that be down? Anyway, 2 products saw a week-over-week gains of more than 1,000 units compared to 4 in the earlier period. Now look at this. Meanwhile, 18 products recorded modest sales declines compared to none in the previous week. So I think what the Mint has done, and if they're not going to do the yard sale thing, I think what's going on here is that they are looking at their inventory to see what's available, maybe to see what they could melt down, see what they could yard sale to drive these sales, right? And I think if they do have a yard sale, I really look, if they sell like a 2022 American Silver Eagle or a 2023 American Silver Eagle in the yard sale and they're just trying to get rid of it, I would imagine it would be better to sell it at the 2022 price or the 2021 price or whatever it was when it came out, instead of the exorbitant prices right now. Because did they pay that much in 2022? Probably not. But I would imagine they would get more selling it to the public at a discount than they would melting it down and turning it to some other product. I'm just saying. Now, here we go. Let's go here. 2025 commemorative coins. Look at this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 products that had a 1% increase. And that's incredible for a commemorative coin that's been out for almost 6 months now. That's way to go, Mint. I love that. That's a great, it's a testimony to how awesome those coins are. They really are. And what's interesting is you got the 250th anniversary of the Marine Corps here, and then don't forget they're going to have another anniversary celebrated for the Marine Corps at the end of the year, right? And do you remember what month the Marine Corps was? Well, I won't get to that now. I'm going to save that for What Are the Possibilities. He's a genius, I'm telling you. 2024 commemoratives. Not sure why it's here 6 months later, but there it is. Maybe because we can compare and contrast. Look at this, $30,975 for the anniversary silver dollar proof. $30,975. Look at that, $34,000. And then this one is proof, $21,000, right? So yeah, definitely outselling the Harriet Tubman and very nearing the 2024 greatest generation silver dollar just by about a few thousand. That's incredible. Let's keep on keeping on. Definitely strong sales for the Morgan and Peace dollars. I think the Mint loves that. It's not even a full ounce, and they can charge you anything, just under $100 for that 858 of an ounce. It's incredible. Anniversary flowing hair, nothing going on. Liberty Britannia, that's just bad taste in my mouth. Armed Forces silver medals, yeah, nothing going on there except what? Yeah, look at that, 105 Army and 120 of the Navy. That is incredible, folks. Didn't see that coming, and that is remarkable. Way to go, guys. All right, American Liberty products, not talking about that, but look at this clad proof sets, almost 7,000 sold. That's 6,988 for an increase of almost 3%. And remember, it's 420,002 for that particular stated product limit. Let's keep on keeping on. Here we go. Look at this. This is what really shook my cookies this morning. I was looking at this and I was like, what? Actually, it was yesterday evening I looked at this and I went, what? I really did. I freaked out. I called like 8 people and texted 20 people. And I'm kidding. I didn't do any of that. All right. So here we are, the silver proof sets. This is the 2024. It's got a negative 19. What? Yeah. Negative 19. The 2022, it hasn't been selling for a while. They got an asterisk there. That lost 1. Look at this 2022 American Woman Quarter Silver Proof Set, lost 1 there. And, but really, I'm wondering, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why is it that the 2024 silver proof set lost 19? Didn't they sell like 100? And if they did sell 100 and it's at a negative 19, that would be like a negative, I don't know, but I'm freaking out over here. Check this out. Yeah, there it is. This is a silver proof set from 2024. And remember how many they've sold, right? 170,379. And it's on Remind Me. Goodbye. No mintage limit, no product limit, and no warning from the United States Mint that they're going to actually stop selling this product that's only reached 170,000. I mean, look, if we compare and contrast the numbers for the 2024 silver proof set and go all the way to 2018, look, 332, 415, 313, 306, 249, 197, and 170. What? Yeah. Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. I just remembered 2025, the stated product limit is what? 180,002, right? Let's go to the subscription for the other one, right? So that was none. Yeah, 185,002 for the 2025. So that means that there's 15,000 less, maybe 14 and change, 14. Wow. This here, if the United States Mint no longer will sell any of those 2024 silver proof sets, is the lowest minted silver proof set in the history of the United States Mint. What? Yeah. Yeah, what? That's big, folks. And now here's the thing about all of this, all right? Now this is you got to take it with a grain of salt. But, and I know like one little, moment in time like this doesn't make a trend. It takes maybe 3 or 4, and then we're like, okay, this is not a coincidence. 2 might be, all right, that's a coincidence, but 3 and 4, that's a pattern developing, and we need to be aware of that. So I'm going to be watching this to see if the United States Mint actually starts taking products like this. Because look, there's 1.5 ounces of silver in these silver proof sets, okay? And if the United States Mint melts these bad boys down for other products, they're saving some money. But at the same time, what if they go ahead and sell them at a discount to the public instead of $150, make it $100, right? Aren't you still making that good bit of money, and you don't have to process them? And I know, if they melt down these sets here, and what do they do with the clad ones that aren't meltable? We are in new territory, folks. The United States Mint is definitely, I don't even have a word for this, but we're going to keep an eye on it. Let me keep on keeping on, because I don't know what to say about that. 2025 American 1/4 silver proof set had a gain of 304. That was a 1.22% increase. And yes, indeed, the congratulations set. It's that time of the year, folks. Almost a 4.5% increase, almost 1,000 there. Mint uncirculated sets, that's actually pretty good, 595, and that includes the highly coveted low mintage, better date, semi-key date, or key date Jefferson Nichols from Philadelphia and Denver Mints. That's incredible. Kids coin sets, that's the 2019 Explore and Discovery coin sets, negative 23, and that is actually still available if you were to go ahead and get that. There it is. Yep, let me see, 22 in stock. Yeah, it's still available, folks. So who knew? All right, let's keep on keeping on. The ornaments. Yeah, look at that. Are they going to sell the ornaments in a yard sale? Because look at that. They're going all the way back to the Mighty Minters in 2019. Yeah, not sure why. Not sure what's going down, but it is definitely something we're going to keep an eye on. They could be the precursor to a yard sale. Here we go. Proof and reverse proof. Silver Eagles sold 2,000 of those West Points from 2025. Yeah, that's amazing, actually. And we don't have a mintage on that. And could the United States Mint actually stop selling these? Well, I mean, Proof Silver Eagles San Francisco, 183, the proof out of West Point, 285. Let's see if we can get another West Point proof from 2023. There we go. Bingo, 436. So yeah. Do you think the mint is going to be, now listen, I don't think, if you're selling 2,000 of these bad boys a week, 8,000 a month, you're not taking this thing anywhere. You're like, okay, this is great. However, if those sales start to trickle to 10, 20 per week, and you're only selling 100 max per month, yeah, that's going back to the melters, right? Smelters, whatever it is. Yeah, it's not going to last a whole lot. I think the United States Mint's definitely at that crossroads. Let's keep on keeping on. All right, here we go. Uncirculated Silver Eagles sold 71,621 and 308 bulks. But look at this, the 2024, it is still available, I believe, at 94,146. Sold 48 of those bad boys. And look at the bulk sales. In 2021, they had purchased 324, 989 in 2022, and 599 in 2023, 500 in 2024. That was just last year. And that was the one, I believe, that made the Mint realize that they needed to right-size their sales. This was the first evidence, was that 2024 West Point uncirculated. It was at about 90, maybe 89,000 when we first noticed it. And then we saw the product limitations, and we were like, wow. So definitely something's going on here. Now look at this. Proof American Gold Eagles. Yeah, definitely selling. No doubt about it. Let's keep on keeping on. Proof American Bison Gold Coins almost sold 6%. They are Bison, right? They're not Buffalo. Are they Buffalo? You tell me. Proof American Platinum Eagle. It's just parsing words, right? 1.71% increase. That was 67 for the Proof Platinum Eagle. American Palladium Eagle sold 93 for a 2% increase. And look at this, a negative for the reverse proof from that 2022 West Point. Yeah, lots of negatives this time around. Not sure why. Look at this. This is the Presidential Silver Medal that just dropped just a little bit ago. That was the William McKinley Presidential Silver Medal. I do like the reverse on that one. It is kind of nice. Sold 92, and I'm kind of surprised we didn't see any revision of these numbers, and I probably should have highlighted that one considering it was really close to 1%. But look at this. What? Yeah. other negative adjustments for these presidential silver medals. That's incredible. Like, there's a lot of them now. We find ourselves at the 2025 American Innovation Dollars for Florida. Yowza! 20% increase on the 100 coin bag from Denver. Almost a 15% increase for Philadelphia 100 coin bag. That is tremendous, folks. And look at this, 4.5% for the 25 coin roll set from Denver, and about 7%, just over 7% for the Philly roll. That is incredible. But that's not the story, folks. Look at this. 9,075, 8,009, 3,506, 2763. They've almost expended the whole lot of their inventory. That's it. If you compare and contrast those sales to Michigan, 79.74 to 90.75. Yeah, which one's the winner chicken dinner? 72.92 to 8,009. I don't think so. Better sit down. 3,068 to 3,506. I don't think so. 21.32 compared to 27.63. Yep, not gonna do it. Not even close. And then obviously 72.63. Yeah, I mean, it is incredible how the American Innovation Dollars are selling like hotcakes this year, and they seem to be like they're going to be selling out. Now, the Florida one is almost sold out. After that, I believe we have Texas, and we only have, and that'll be it, folks, which is incredible. It is really, we got Texas, and that's going to celebrate the mission control. And that one's probably going to even outsell the Florida one, I imagine. And that's my favorite of the year is the Texas one with the man in the spacesuit. I love that one. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Here we go. Innovation Dollars, Alabama. Look at this. Okay, the reason I highlighted this one is because this was probably the most highly coveted American innovation coin of the whole program. Is the Alabama Innovation Dollar. Sold 8,394. Well, look at where we're at here, right? 9,000. Yeah, we're outselling the Alabama Mamma Jamma coins. That is incredible. Let's keep on keeping on. That's a remarkable thing, folks. It's a testimony to the designs, the artwork that the Mint's putting on those American Innovation Dollars. All right, here we are at the Native American dollar rolls, and we see some here. These are the 100 coin bag, 250 coin box. Had some decent sales right there, and we almost had a percentage increase for the 100 coin bag out of Philadelphia, as well as the Philadelphia 25 coin roll. After that, look at this. Ooh, yeah, not gonna feel that in the morning, are you? Oh boy. Yeah, almost a 26% decline for those 200 coin bags from Philadelphia, Denver, 1665. But the bigger hit, the greater hit, numerically speaking, not percentage wise, is a negative 3,175 drop for the 2-roll set. That is brutal. And these are still available. And I'm not, I don't know how the Mint is actually way off like that on these numbers. I mean, I just don't get it. Makes no sense. Let's keep on keeping on. This is the Juliette Gordon low quarters. And you know what else makes no sense? This quarter makes no sense. How is it that this quarter is outselling the Ida Wells quarters? Or even some of the other quarters that you see here. Look at this. Look at this 2-roll set here. 2,384. Nope. 3,344. What? Yeah. 3,344. 3,344. 3,340. 3,340. I'm telling you. It's doing really well for itself. And is it the Girl Scouts buying these up in large quantities? Not sure. But it is definitely an impressive showing for the 2025 Juliette Gordon low quarters. And remember, folks, we are in the last year of these quarters. This is it. After that, we had 2026 semi-quincentennial quarters. Oh, I can't wait. Let's keep on keeping on. I've yammered for so long here in this video. All right, let's see. I think that might be it, and I think that's all. Yeah, let's keep on keeping on. I got a really cool bunch of news for you today, or plus one action, actually. So this is Proverb 10:8. The wise of heart will seize goods. Let me start over, my bad. Proverb 10:8. The wise of heart will see good deeds. Let me try a little water, my bad. My tongue is sticking to the roof of my mouth. Okay, much better. Proverb 10:8 says, the wise of heart will seize good deeds, but the foolish one's lips will become weary. Not their tongue, just their lips. Now, it says here, I think what it means is that a wise person intentionally pursues good deeds, right? They look for those opportunities. Oh, I can help there. And, oh, I can help there. And they take the initiative, right? They see those opportunities. But a fool simply talks without following through on his attentions, right? He's like, oh, and then I'm gonna, oh, and then I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna, No, just stop. Stop talking. Just do, right? Just do it like the Nike ad says. Now, I got two songs for you here today. Number one, it's from Billy Squier. It's called The Stroke. And yeah, it actually isn't really what you think it is. It's not. There's no sexual connotations, actually. It is what happens when you get into, well, when you're successful and you're welcome to the machine, like the Pink Floyd song says, right? Welcome to the machine. And it's what the record producers did to him. And they stroke your ego and they make you feel all this, and then next thing you know, you're a sinner. And he talks about how you're a winner and a sinner. Yeah, you're a winner and a sinner. And now let's go to the next song I want to have here for you. It is by Fishbone. It's called Ma and Pa, and it's about Ma and Pa not getting their stuff together. And it's a great song, and it has a lot of great social commentary. So listen to both songs today. I don't think you'll be bummed out. They're really great tunes. And if you like, let me know in the comments below. Let me see if it hits home. Now, with that said, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. What's not free is membership. That's right. That's membership. It's $1.99 per month. It's really the price of an inexpensive cup of coffee. I used to say cheap, but that's not really a fair word to coffee. Inexpensive is probably a better word. And I think that's it, folks. And I will be trying to go live today because I got a lot to say about that particular silver proof set from 2024. Stacker out.